What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning, putting in the longboat until he's sober, putting in the longboat until he's sober.
So I decided, when in Russia, do as the Russians do, and what's more Russian than going to a vodka museum? Here we go. So today we're going to get the guided tour with the tasting, so this is going to be just awesome. So this is our beautiful young lady who's going to take us on our tour of the Vodka Museum. And what is your name?
My name is Lisa.
Oh, Lisa, that's a really nice name. And how long have you been working here for?
What?
How long have you worked here for?
I've been working here for half of a year.
Okay, half a year, yep. And do you drink vodka yourself?
No. It's prohibited to drink vodka to young ladies.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
You can fall asleep and lost your mind.
That is true. You could lose your mind. That is very strong vodka. And what would visitors gain from coming here, do you think? Just the interest of learning about the history of vodka and Russian culture?
Yes, of course. If you decided to visit St. Petersburg, you can go here to Konnogvardeyskiy Bul'var, building 4, and take excursion or audio guide and learn something new about traditional Russian alcohol drink named vodka, because we have to know everything about our history, not only about songs and famous pictures,
Yes.
also we have lots of interesting facts in our history, and we can every day use it, but we don't know about it exactly.
Alcohol is a very big part of your history, so it's very valid to know about it. I think that's very true. And how many visitors come here?
Now we have not very many visitors, because there are lots of problems about COVID, about situation in our country, and I hope that later, maybe in the summertime, we will have more tourists, foreign tourists also, and we wait you if you want to visit us every day without weekends. So
thank you so much, and thank you for taking us on a tour, and thank you for talking to us today. It was really nice to meet you.
And who owns the museum? Is it owned by a distillery, or
what?
who owns this museum?
It's a private museum.
Okay.
And all collection is private also.
Okay, so it's not owned by a distillery or anything like that. Okay, so
Near also we have restaurant, traditional Russian restaurant. Russian vodka room number 1. There is traditional Russian cuisine from 18th, 19th century till nowadays, and also there you can taste about 200 types of vodka.
Wow.
Whoa.
The biggest collection of vodka in our country, where you can try each one and stay in your mind. Russians started to drink vodka only in 40th century, when Italian merchants came to Russia and brought wine spirits, alcohol liquid made with distillation process with wine. As you know, wine made with grape, but there was no grape in Russia. So Russians took different grapes, rye, oats, buckwheat, hop, made flour with it, and made braga with it. Special liquid made with fermentation process. Later, they put braga into a special clay pot named korchaga, put one korchaga on another korchaga, and get this construction into metal basin and into fireplace. And under high temperature, liquid inside clay pot began to boil, and new drops of new liquid began to fall from the walls into the metal basin, and this liquid inside metal basin was the first alcohol in Russian history, named bread spirit. Bread because it was made with the same ingredients like bread, traditional Russian meal. In Russia, it was named kabak. When our Tsar was Ivan the Terrible, he decided that it's very profitable business to sell and produce alcohol, and he introduced first in our history alcohol state monopoly. So if you wanted to sell or produce alcohol, you had to swear to the Tsar. You had to put your hand on Holy Bible and his Holy Cross and swear that he introduced lots of traditions which are still alive in our history, in our culture. For example, such tradition as penalty shot. Nowadays in Russia, if you come late to my party, for example, you have to drink and penalty shot.
So who is that? Sorry.
Peter the Great,
Okay.
founder of St. Petersburg. So nowadays, if you come late to party, to meeting, you have to drink a penalty shot, 100 grams of vodka, like penalty for you to come on time next time.
How much is 100 drams?
Nowadays 100 grams, but it was penalty shot introduced by Peter the Great, 1.5 liter, and you had to drink it at once in one gulp.
You'd die.
Some people could even die because their organism wasn't able to drink it at once. And also Peter the Great told that you should drink not too less, not too much, you should drink enough to have a good time, to relax, not to have headache next morning, yes? And that's why in 1714 he introduced such punishment for people who don't know measuring drinking, who drink too much. It's named medal for drunkenness.
So they'd have to wear around their neck?
Yes, you're
Okay.
right. It's about 7 kilos in weight, and you had to put around your neck and wear it for all week, for night and day, without possibility to take it out. And after getting free, you got marks on your neck because this medal is too tight, yes. And you could, after getting free, you could come to any drinking place, show with this gesture on your neck, and get free alcohol.
How long for? Just while the mark was there?
Yes, that's why in Russia we still use this gesture. It means go
Right.
drink.
Okay.
He was one of kings of Russian vodka, and he was known not only in Russia, he was known in France, in Paris. Here you can see a picture of his exhibition in Paris and international exhibition. So here you can see showcase with glasses, yes? Form of this glass in Russian named Lafitnik. The word Lafitnik came from the name of French castle, Chateau Lafite, Castle Lafite, where people produced and drank wine Lafite, very high quality and very expensive. So they drank this wine from these glasses on the right side from the bottle. And the form of this glass, repeated form of this glass, repeated form of columns of this castle. And later, form of this glass became popular in France and abroad, and even in Russia. And Russians prefer this shot, maybe because we like vodka. So, and it's very comfortable to hold it in your hand and to drink strong alcohol beverages from it. Today you will degustate vodka with the same glass, you will taste it. About 40% of alcohol in vodka, it's state rule. So, 2 centuries ago, you could come to any drinking place, in Russian it was named kabak, yes, and buy a bucket of vodka outside to bring home. It was the most small value or to take it out from shop.
So you buy a whole bucket.
Yes,
It
yes,
was the
yes.
most economical. Yeah.
So that's why some people think that Russians drink with buckets. Yes?
Yeah, buckets.
Did you hear this joke?
No, I haven't heard it yet. So that would last a while, I would hope.
So, for example, can you imagine you could come to shop? Yes, now you can buy a bottle. Yes, about half liter of strong alcohol. But 2 centuries ago, you could buy bucket of vodka and bring it home and begin to drink. Yes.
How would you store it? Does it go in the fridge or just in the kitchen?
No, but vodka doesn't need to go in the fridge.
What in the kitchen?
How would you store it? Is it in the fridge?
No, there was no fridges 2 centuries
No,
ago.
just
they could, producers could have special place under the level of ground, lower.
So
in the cellar.
In the cellar.
Yes.
Cellar.
Not the special even cellar. You can have some hole into your garden,
Oh yeah.
and it was a low temperature inside. and some
That's
rich
so
people
interesting.
could have silence. Yes.
Yeah.
So, because there was no refrigerators those years, of course. So one bucket was about 12 liters, 300 milliliters. 12 liters, can you imagine?
No.
12 liters of vodka.
That's a lot of vodka.
In 1865, he made scientific research about mixing spirit, rectificated spirit, and water. And he found perfect proportion. This proportion was 38.5% of spirit. Then, for example, in Poland, you can find 32% of alcohol vodka with the same name, with the same title, Stolichная, for example, yes. But it will be 32, 38, but only in Russia you can buy 40% vodka,
Okay.
because it's prohibited to produce another percent of alcohol inside vodka. You can take video also. Map of St. Petersburg about 1903. There are spots with blue and red color, do you see? So I would like to ask you, what does it mean, these spots, blue and red?
I don't know. The reds might be distilleries. I don't know.
Yes, you are right. Usually our guests answer me that there are drinking places, there are alcohol shops, but yes, there are distilleries, there are factories. In the beginning of 20th century, in St. Petersburg, there were about 40 factories making vodka, and blue are private and red are state.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So do you see that there were lots of private factories, yes, and producers who made their alcohol without mistakes for 8 years, they got the highest award in Russia, King of Russian Vodka. They could bring their vodka, liqueurs, infusions to the Tsar, to his table. 1914, he introduced the first prohibition for alcohol sale and production, so-called dry law. It was prohibited to sell or produce alcohol in Russia, and it was very dangerous to do it. You could get from 5 years in prison to even you could be killed, because our government began to get in prison people who sell or produce alcohol. Our Tsar introduced this law because he wanted to stop drinking alcohol among Russian soldiers during the First World War. But it was wrong decision, and by this decision he even helped to Bolsheviks make October Revolution, because there were lots of conflicts in our population those years. People began to hate our Tsar, our government, because they can't produce and drink alcohol, they lost their money, and it was very, very bad times. So, America has prohibition a bit
About
later.
10 years later, yeah, I think, yeah.
In 1928, yes?
Till the 1930s, yeah.
We had prohibition a little earlier,
Yeah.
for 5 years. No, 10 years. The Second World War gave to our culture few traditions about drinking vodka. For example, in 1942 there was state law about giving to soldiers before fight 100 grams of vodka. It was made to help them overcome fear, stress, cold, and in little portions vodka helps to make you more brave. During the Second World War, soldiers and officers, when they got medal, they put it into glass, fill it with vodka, and had to drink at once to bring victory closer.
How long did the Gorbachev dry last for?
This dry law, the second, according to documents, it was about 3 years.
Okay,
but in life, it was about 8 years,
Right.
10 years. Because when there was perestroika, change of government in 1991, this prohibition continued and was cancelled only by Boris Yeltsin.
Because he liked his vodka.
And he liked to drink vodka a lot. And there is a very sad appointment that after each prohibition of alcohol, there is change of change of government in Russia, and there is a revolution, like
Right.
it was in 1917 with Nicholas II, like it was in 1991. For vodka made with potato, with different, not very expensive grapes. High
Okay.
quality spirit made with rye, but not the most expensive variants made with different materials. And Nikita Khrushchev in Soviet period tried to make vodka with oil.
With oil?
Yes.
Was it drinkable?
Not, I think not very.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way day and up she rises, way day and up she rises, way day and up she rises, early in the morning. Putting in the longboat until he's sober, putting in the longboat until he's sober, putting in the longboat until he's sober, early in the morning. Way day and up she rises, way day and up she rises, way day and up she rises, early in the morning. Pull out the plug and wet him all over, pull out the plug and wet him all over, pull out the plug and wet him all over, early in the morning. Way day and up she rises, way day and up she rises, way day and up she rises, early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Put him in the scouts in the hood of my son, put him in the scouts in the hood of my son, put him in the scouts in the hood of my son, early in the morning. Way day up she rises, way day up she rises, way up she rises, early in the morning. Early in the morning, early in the morning. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
So this is the good part of the tour. We're now going to do some vodka tasting. This is 40% Russian vodka. I'm going to see what it tastes like. Oh, that is good. I'm not really a vodka drinker. That is burning down my throat. That is super strong. I can't even talk. That is rich. That has done something to my throat, and I'm sure it's going to do something to my liver too, but this is really good. It tastes really sensational. Very, very strong, but yes, it tastes really good. I think I'm getting tipsy already, to be honest, on half a sip.
So you have three types of strong alcohol.
Oh, yes.
From left to right side.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
From you and from you.
Okay, yeah.
From left to right. In the left side is vodka, very classical Russian vodka made in the north city Arkhangelsk.
Yeah.
The most classical, very soft variant made with the purest water from the north. So in the middle there is also classical vodka, but it's named special because it has special flavor after drinking. It's made with herbs and berries.
Okay.
And the third, it's not vodka, it's infusion named pepper vodka. There is a piece of pepper inside. That's why it could be a little bitter or spicy.
Okay.
It's made with pepper.
Yeah.
So it's better to drink from left to right side, from the most classical to the most special. If you don't know how to drink Russian vodka, I will tell you about it. So you should take a shot of vodka, breathe out, drink at once, and eat or smell your snack. For example, salted pickle. Bon appetit!
Okay, are you going to manage that, sweetie?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be hard.
You're not going to manage the
Okay.
skull. Okay, so try. So you're meant to try on the left.
So
At least take a decent. I mean, you're not.
Napkin.
I'll get, oh, yeah.
You're not going to manage it all, but take at least a mouthful and then
Okay.
take a bite of the pickle.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. That's not a skull. That's a tiny sip.
This is, you can actually feel the alcohol coming out of your mouth and your nose. This is so strong too, but this is actually really nice. This is sort of sweet flavour, and then you take a bite of something to eat. Okay. Oh, this is so good. I grew up on rye bread. I think this is rye bread. This is really nice. If I take the entire shot, I'll probably die or I'll be under the table, so I'm just going to have a sip. Oh, wow, that is so strong. That actually reminds me of the alcohol wipes that they clean your face with just before you have a face skin treatment. Like that is so strong. And then what, you have a bite to eat? That's delicious. This is rye bread. I grew up on rye bread. That is really nice. So you have something to eat and then you have more vodka. This is pretty good. I could get used to this actually. So our snacks are actually delicious. So we've got, this is pickled herring, is that right here, with onion. And this one is egg and, is it egg? And what's on top here? It's egg and pork. And obviously this is, everyone knows what this is, a gherkin. So we've got some Russian tourists here that have come to the Vodka Museum. Do you like the vodka?
Yes.
Yes?
Very good.
Very good. And where are you from?
Так, что это? Переводи, я плохо понимаю. I'm from из Новокузнецк,
Oh yes.
Сибирь.
Oh yes. Yep.
Холод, как холод по-английски? Скажи что-нибудь, я не знаю по-английски. I'm not,
No, that's okay.
speak English мало.
Which one do you like the best? Which one's the best out of these?
Наша home vodka.
Oh, home vodka.
Наша
Okay.
там. Это так.
Yeah. Do you drink vodka at home?
Yes.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day, yep. It's pretty good stuff, isn't it?
Yes, of course. I not.
Thank you for talking to us. So at the end of the tour, if you want to pick up a bottle of vodka for yourself, you could go for this one. It's worth over 500,000 rubles, which is over 6,500 Australian dollars.